experiment. If crypto was never invented, never existed,
Yep.
how do you think your investments would look like? Would you be in real estate, stocks, bonds,
Startups.
currencies, gold?
Startups. It's the
Okay.
second best performing asset class, and I've been doing them my whole life.
Yeah.
So I would just keep making businesses.
And with the proceeds from those businesses, what do you think you would have done?
Make more businesses.
All right.
I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, look what Peter Thiel did, right? Peter Thiel made a business, X.com, which merged with PayPal, and then he invested in Facebook, and then he invested in a startup that basically like was EOS,
Yeah.
and then of course EOS dumped in everyone's head about Bitcoin. Lol, their foundation. But he made a killing there. And then he started Palantir. And then he started like a longevity VC. And he had like, just keeps starting things. So, seems fine. Bill Gates keeps starting things. Jeff Bezos keeps starting things. Elon Musk keeps starting things. Richard Hart keeps starting things. We see ways to make the world better. We do it. So I would do the same.
Very cool.
I would do the same thing, whether crypto existed or not. There's a million things wrong with the world you can fix, and people will happily pay you.
Cool. Thanks for that answer. All right. So I want to ask you a question about gold. We know how much you hate it, and the math speaks for itself. It's
returns
flat
suck.
and everything.
Yep.
Yeah. So another thought experiment. If crypto had never existed, I have a theory that all the people that kind of think the way we all do, like freedom-minded, aware people who know what's going on with inflation and everything. If crypto never existed, I think maybe we all, or a lot of us, would have piled into gold instead, and then the gold narrative would have taken off. What do you think?
Nope. The tail can't wag the dog. Crypto is too small to move gold. Period. If every single crypto holder dumped their entire load into gold, it wouldn't move it, which is why its gains suck. Because there's not enough money in the world to buy its stupid price up, because it's too heavy. Its market cap is too big to go up.
Oh, I kind of see what you mean. So even if we did all pile in, it wouldn't have moved the price because of the size of the market. All right.
Yep.
Good answer.
And by the way, they're mining that stuff all the time. And the more the price goes up, the more they mine. So, when Bitcoin price goes up, they don't mine any extra. They mine very smallly extra because they overrun the retargeting algorithm by like a little tiny bit, but you're still in the single digit inflation, right? You're going to go from like 1.7 to like 1.8% inflation. But with gold, they really do mine more. At some point, they could just grab an asteroid and have it land here, and then you're like, oh, we just 100x the gold supply. So like, if gold was going to be good, it'd be good. It's not good. It's limp. In some countries,
Cool.
not only is it limp, it's actually tax disadvantaged as well. There's a lot of countries where they restrict what kinds of gold you can buy and not pay VAT. And having to pay like 20% extra on your investment up front sucks badly. And then you've got constant overhead costs of storing it. And then you've got constant, someone has to test that it's real instead of gold-plated tungsten, which is nearly identical.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, 1 ounce bars and thicker bars out there that are just gold-plated tungsten. So like, it's just not good, man. Think about it this way. Warren Buffett has a good take on this. He has a lot of good takes on a lot of stuff. He doesn't have a good take in crypto, but he's got a good take in gold. You dig it out of the ground to bury it back in the ground in a bank vault.
Yep.
And it produces exactly what? You moved its location in the ground. Congrats. So, farmland is more productive, businesses are more productive.
Yeah, I got you. That's the one thing I was wondering would have changed the narrative is if crypto never existed. But I see your point.
Yeah, we're
So
just not
thanks for
heavy
that
enough,
answer. I
which
got
is
one
good.
for you
That
that
means we have more upside.
yeah. When talking about pulse chain lately, you've used that McDonald's franchise analogy
Yep.
where, hey, we're just going to be another chain and help out with some of the capacity. And
Yeah,
among all the other features that Pulse Chain is going to have. So my question is, like that metaphor really resonated with me. So I'm wondering, why are there not already 100 forks of Ethereum? Like, and I
it's
don't even mean
extremely
like
hard to do.
impressive forks with features like Pulse is going to have.
There
Why
are
aren't
there are many forks of Ethereum that start
yeah,
empty. Many. Many.
yeah. I'm just wondering why there's not more because they could all make the same. They could all make the same
There's a
analogy
lot.
with, oh, we're just going to offload the capacity. Yeah.
Well, the difference is, I'll answer that question for you very specifically. When you make a fork of Ethereum, let's say, what's a good example? You make a fork of Ethereum. Do you have users? Nope. Only if they know your fork exists. Okay. Well, how are they going to know your fork exists? You have to tell them. All right. And what are the useful things on your chain? Well, people have to launch their coins from scratch on your chain because your chain launched empty. So Polygon, BSC, AVAX, Phantom, they all launch empty. And because they launch empty, that means you have to go attract projects to launch their coin on your code base. And so you're starting from scratch. Pulse Chain is not starting from scratch. Pulse Chain has everyone's projects already there. Now, if it's fake DeFi and has oracles or other crap that's off chain, that stuff doesn't come over. Or like USDT. Can you redeem them for $1? No, of course not. So like the difference with Pulse Chain is it's launching with tens of thousands of coins at launch and tens of thousands of coins trading at launch. And with all those other forks of Ethereum, they all start empty. There's a big difference. You're doing the world's largest airdrop versus no airdrop. This huge difference. And that's the reason why it's harder. What we're doing has never been done before, and it is hard to do. So launching empty forks of Ethereum, way easy to do. Launching stateful forks, hard to do.
An engineer around it. Okay?
Have you read the critical vulnerabilities list of Bitcoin Core? It's very long, and there's been a ton of them. Do you know why they're called critical? Because they're really big screw ups.
Okay. Irrespective. It doesn't matter. They're all probabilistically irrelevant.
Do you know it takes 9 months to on-ramp a new Bitcoin developer because the code is spaghetti code? You can't on-ramp a new dev. You got to send your dev to Chain Code Labs and wait 9 months.
Richard, you muted on Zoom.
Oh, God damn it. Zoom. I don't know why this thing keeps muting. I guess my mouse is doing something. I'll move the mouse. So look, it takes 9 months to on-ramp a new Bitcoin dev because it's spaghetti code that's very easy to screw up, which is why it's been screwed up so many times in the past. Satoshi wasn't actually a good software developer. Most people don't realize that there was a poker client built in to the original software code. But like, the huge errors were made. And it could be made better, but you guys put your head in the stand and don't try.
No,
you can't even pay your own devs.
Trying to make it better and change it literally defeats the fucking purpose of Bitcoin, which is this unchangeable thing. That's the whole fucking point. So it would rug pull the very promise.
So you don't like Taproot then, right? You don't like Taproot?
I actually think that Bitcoin shouldn't add a fucking single thing ever again. Like, it should just continue to be what it is, and that's it. I mean, I think Taproot and all the other things that, devs are discussing are fucking irrelevant. At the end of the day, what matters here, the innovation, is a money that doesn't change, like, whose rules don't change.
Yeah, but the rules do change. You're just not paying attention.
Well, no, the rules have never changed. No.
Yes, there was a 40% thrupput increase when SegWit was
is
adopted. What are you talking about? The throughput went up 40% because the 1 megabyte block limit got weighting, and it weighted up to 1.4 megabytes.
Fine.
So that there's
it's
more
still
throughput
backwards
now.
compatible. It's still backwards compatible. So for me, that's fine. My node is still backwards compatible all the way. So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So
Well,
what
I'm
you're
arguing
discussing-
for progress, and you're arguing for not progress. I'm arguing for better
correct.
price charts, and you're arguing for
No,
the price
I'm
chart that couldn't beat
arguing
my
for
Rolexes.
the only thing in the world that should be stable is the money. And that is what Bitcoin delivers. That is the problem that has been solved. The very fact that you are able, through your influence and through your supposed intellect and through your opinion, influence and change the actual money makes you Lord of the Money, which is the fucking
What are you
problem we're
talking
trying
about?
to solve.
I can't change
I do not
hex.
trust.
I can't change
Yes, you
hex at
can.
all. How?
Yes, you can.
It's
Yes, you
literally
can. 'Cause you're
immutable.
talking
You
about
can't
progress.
possibly change it.
Hold on, but you're just talking about progress.
No, the consensus
so
rules
how-
in hex are locked forever. They cannot be changed. The network
how do you
crap
make progress
around
then?
it, the network crap around it that allows throughput to be increased can be changed. The reason that we're more resistant to inflation bugs is because our consensus code is locked and isolated eternally forever. But yours
do not
isn't, which is why you
scale-
get
do
consensus
not-
bugs.
No, everything in nature and every system, every robust system scales in layers. And that's what Bitcoin does. It scales in fucking layers.
Do you know what else it does?
The reason we
Do you know what
have
else it does?
arteries,
It
veins,
evolves.
and capillaries,
It also evolves. Yeah.
it still evolves within that framework. Okay.
Yeah, but you know
Within the
Lightning's not
framework
Bitcoin,
of
right?
Layers.
Do you understand that Lightning has a different security model than Bitcoin, and different
Of course
security
it does. Exactly.
guarantees,
Exactly.
and different risk,
it
and a
is
different dev
layer-
team?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it is a layer that anchors into Bitcoin.
Uh-huh.
That's the
And you know what else you could run Lightning on? Any other consensus network you want, because it's open
Fantastic.
source
But the
software.
only one
So if
that
you think it
matters
helps you,
is
it'll help the
Bitcoin.
Ethereum guys more.
No, not really.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah.
Ethereum guys keep changing.
Let's test it.
The foundation upon which Lightning can be plugged into.
Let's
So the
test
whole
it.
Point, what makes? Let me
Who's the
finish.
premier Lightning wallet?
Let me
Strike.
finish.
What do they promote? Fiat with AML KYC. And you guys promote that crap. You promote Strike.
It's a necessary on ramp. So here's the thing.
No, it's not.
Bitcoin is incompatible with the existing system. Bitcoin is fundamentally incompatible with the banking system, with the payment system, with the existing fiat system, and that incompatibility is the feature. Bitcoin is incompatible with the current world. Bitcoin is incompatible with modern banking. Bitcoin is incompatible with PayPal. Bitcoin is incompatible with the current financial and banking system. It is that way by design.
You understand Stripe just integrated Bitcoin. Stripe, the world's
It
most
doesn't
popular
matter.
processor.
No, listen. What you're missing.
What are
is
you
my
talking about
point.
incompatible?
Bitcoin,
You're just making stuff up. You're just saying stuff that's not true.
No,
Like,
no,
why
I'm
are you
not.
lying
Let me
about
finish
Bitcoin? Bitcoin's good enough.
Are
You
gonna
don't have
let
to
me
lie
finish?
about it.
Are you going to let me finish? Okay. So what I'm saying about Bitcoin's incompatibility is that it doesn't function like the money that we currently have today. You know, when Stripe uses US dollars are some fucking phantom ledger somewhere. In fact, it's not even a fucking ledger anywhere because it's just a bunch of internal ledgers by a bunch of banks, and we don't actually know how many US dollars there are. So it's this made up fucking monopoly funny money. Whereas Bitcoin doesn't function in that realm. It is completely incompatible with that. So what we have to do in order to cross the two,
No, but everything
we
you're saying
have
is
to build
false.
on ramps. No. Bitcoin's entire
I
accounting
just
model is
described an
UTXOs.
on-ramp to you,
Tell
and then
me-
you just said it sucked. And then you just said it was incompatible when I just showed you a compatible
no.
thing. I'm just disproving everything you said.
The on-ramp is a bridge between two worlds that are incompatible. Bitcoin exists here and fiat exists here. They don't talk to each other. So in order for them to talk to each other, you need to build on-ramps. Can you not conceptualize this? Are you
So
having
if
trouble
Michael Saylor
conceptualizing
just
the
got a
metaphor
$200
on-ramp?
million loan from Legacy Finance to get leveraged up to buy Bitcoin, you
Correct.
don't see that as
He
compatibility.
used a bridge. He used a bridge. Do you understand?
Yes,
that
bridges make
you-
things compatible. That's what they do. You're
That's-
here,
so
you
that's
want to
what
go
I'm saying.
there, you
So that's what I'm
compat
saying.
your butt over there. Like,
So let me finish my point then. So what I'm saying is that along the way we're going to build bridges that are necessarily fucked up, that necessarily people can poke holes at, whether it's Strike, whether it's Bitfinex, whether it's Unchained Capital, whether it's BlockFi, it doesn't matter. Those bridges by definition have a flaw because they bridge two incompatible worlds. That's what
no,
I'm trying
that's
to
the whole.
fucking
That's the only
say.
reason the bridge
So-
exists. You're not going to disprove
Exactly.
bridges to me. You're not going to disprove finance. You're not going to disprove money. You just
Bridges
misunderstand
exist
these
for
things.
now. No. Bridges exist for now because it's necessary to move onto Bitcoin because there's no other way to move on
No,
there. You
but
don't
you,
just one day.
you're always
have a
going to
fucking
have
US
bridges because you
dollar.
only have 1 million transactions a day of throughput, and you don't even have that.
No,
You
that
actually
is
have
incorrect.
7 to
No.
13 TPS if the transactions are
Who
very
gives a
small.
fuck? Who gives a
So you're
fuck? That's
limited
not
on your
what Bitcoin
ability to
is.
settle on your
Bitcoin's
second
not a
layers.
transaction network. Bitcoin's not a payments network. It
I-
doesn't matter.
I just disproved the thing you were going to say, but you're not paying attention. Your ability to settle layer 2 networks is gated by your layer 1 throughput. The reason that Ethereum is trying to change the way that it charges for gas to give an advantage to layer 2 networks is so that they can have more throughput on layer 2. It's already working. It's already working. It's already been working for a year.
Ethereum cannot scale. No, Ethereum cannot scale.
Ethereum has increased the gas limit how many times? 10 times, and it's worked just fine, which is why they get 10 times the fees you guys get. You guys used to brag that Bitcoin was the thing that got all the use because people paid all the fees on it, and now you make less than a tenth of what the Ethereum miners make.
Thanks to NFTs and thanks to every other fucking shitcoin that's being launched. Okay?
No, I mean, thanks because they have a ton of demand and not much supply. And I'm helping solve that.
From a new Ponzi every 6 months. From a new Ponzi every 6 months.
No, but you just have a worse Ponzi is what you don't understand. There's no base demand for Bitcoin. It's a speculative investment. It's a risk-on investment. When the stock market dies, Bitcoin dies. When the stock market goes up, Bitcoin goes up. Bitcoin's dropped 85% 4 times. It dropped 65% in 2 weeks for COVID. Don't tell me it's the blue chip when you only outperformed Dogecoin by 10%. And you didn't even actually outperform it. Dogecoin is still up versus Bitcoin.